Steve, a disappointing result for us today.
Disappointing day, Ray, definitely. We were expecting we were expecting a tough game. We were expecting them to be hard to beat, hard to break down, but we didn't. We didn't do nearly enough with the ball. We had probably about 70% possession, but moved it so slowly, and that's the way you have to. When teams do that, you have to move them from side to side really quickly, attack the weak side, and get the ball across the pitch and quickly and get down the sides of them. And when we did get down the sides of them, the quality wasn't good enough. The quality of the crossing wasn't good enough. We hit the first man probably 80% of the time today. So the quality, along with the speed of play, really made it a hard day. And there's no excuses. They've played midweek. We haven't. So it's certainly not an energy thing. Yes, we've got key players missing, but so have they. So unfortunately, I'm standing here today, speaking like this, which I'd hope I'd never have to do. But you've got to give them credit today.
Yeah. One exception, though, to moving the ball slowly was the goal that we created. A lovely ball by Will McGowan for Jarrett to put into the middle, and they dropped nicely for Will Leckfield to pop in.
Yeah, I mean, a forward run from Jarrett, forward pass, forward run. Not enough of those today. But as I say, if they give you space and let your centre halves have the ball, but you negate that by playing that slowly. So you have to play a real tempo to make that system work. And even when we changed systems, it just wasn't it wasn't happening today. And it's mine and Terry's jobs to get to the bottom of why. But let's not forget. Me, I don't go too high when we win, and I won't go too low today. I'm very disappointed for the club, very disappointed for the fans that came today. But ultimately, in the league again Saturday, we've got to pick ourselves back up, and we need a response.
Yeah. After going so long without conceding a goal, we only conceded one goal in the FA Cup. We concede, for us, a poor goal from a set piece, from a corner, when Mark hit it.
We haven't conceded from the league. We've been spot on, and we've conceded 3 in 2 games in the FA Cup. So it's got, you've got to say it's a mentality thing as well. We have to be mentally. Every game you play for Darlington Football Club, you have to be mentally as sharp as the next. And if you're not, and your preparation isn't as good as it has been, or anything, then you'll get found out. And unfortunately, we got found out today. Listen, I'm not saying that we weren't prepared properly and we weren't mentally switched on, but it has to be absolutely spot on in every single game. Today was them little bits of them lax concentration have cost us.
Injuries hit us again, though, didn't they? Without using that as an excuse. But on Thursday night, we lost Cameron Salkeld at training. So, yet again, you're having to rethink things, aren't you?
We've played Joe, for instance. Joe's been out a long time. An ideal world for Joe, we'd have brought him on last week with 25 minutes to go, give him a feel back into the game, maybe try to give him a bit longer today, and then maybe look to Kings Lynn or the next game to get them back on the pitch. But we've had to put them back in straight away. 2 tough games, and that's where we are at the moment. And typical Joe would never have turned around and said anything other. Puts his head down and goes through it. But that's the situation we're in at the moment. But with the team that we had out on the pitch today, we felt we had more than enough to win the game, and that's a disappointing thing. We didn't perform today to the standards of the players we had. And as I say, fair play to Gainsborough and Russ, the really gritty performance. They were more clinical. We didn't test their keeper even though he was injured. So we didn't create enough today, and obviously you don't create enough, you don't win games.
So now you're looking for a reaction at Kings Lynn next Saturday? Absolutely,
yeah, we have to. We can't dwell on that now and be disappointed. I don't think it wasn't a technical thing. It wasn't really a personnel thing on the day. It was, I thought the mentality and the speed of play was disappointing today, and we need to make sure that doesn't happen again next week, because we have got a lot to play for in the league. We've got ourselves, we've climbed up to a good position to try and attack the top 10 in the playoffs, and we've got 3 or 4 games coming up, quick fire, tough games. They're all tough. Today was tough, but we're confident. We'll hopefully have a couple back for Kings Lynn. But as I say, we've had so many knockbacks this season. I don't want to tempt fate by saying this is going to happen, that's going to happen. So we're hoping to get a couple back.